You're listening to So Organised Style podcast. So Organised Style is produced by me, Maria Theoharis, Susan Goodwin and Anne Wally. There's a new store in Brisbane that focuses on creating a great bridal experience when you're developing your ideal wedding gowns from your wedding vision. Selective Fine Fabrics opened their second store at Upper Mt Gravatt in August. It's taken a long time to make sure all the elements to this store were all about the bride. Anna and Louise are also now bringing in fabrics for everyday wear. Listen to Anna and Louise now. Thank you so much for agreeing to be interviewed. I love your store. I've always loved your store.
Thank you.
That's okay. The stash of your fabric is still sitting there waiting to be made up. But when Marjorie took me there the first time, I thought, oh. And, you know, as you walk through, it's like, oh, like there's all these aha moments. Like, this is all really beautiful fabric. Yeah.
Thank you, Maria. We've always had a passion for beautiful fabrics. And then one day we decided, well, let's take this a step further. And that's hence is why we decided that we'll travel overseas and start sourcing beautiful limited pieces, as you've seen through your many visits to our store of late.
Yeah.
And hence is where we've got now the beautiful Italian silks and Italian cottons. And we're finding that slow fashion is back, which is great to see that more and more people are making, sewing their own clothes. They don't want mass production anymore.
No.
I mean, there will always be clients, customers who are happy to go that pathway, but we're finding there's a swing to more to custom made, made to measure. What do you say, Louise? Do you agree with that?
It's a big turn to having things made, bespoke pieces that you just keep forever.
Yeah.
Beautiful fabrics
and great
the time,
and great therapy too. Amazing what you could do in your sewing machine, with your sewing machine in your sewing room.
Exactly, like keep out everybody. This is my space.
Absolutely. And it's so great to see that we're getting a younger generation also interested in sewing. Which was probably about six months ago. I met a lovely mother and daughter, and I honestly thought the mother was the sewer. And when she proceeded to tell me, no, it's my daughter, and her daughter, I believe, was only around the age of 12. How wonderful is that? And they came to our store, and I said, "Oh, would you be looking at something that's less inexpensive? You know, thinking of age 12." And she said, "No, we're here to buy beautiful silk." So imagine to my surprise that a 12-year-old saying, "I'm here to buy beautiful silk," and I went, "Oh, is that fantastic to hear?"
That's so good of her mum.
It is, absolutely, and it's so great to hear that young ladies and guys. That everybody's getting back into sewing.
When I first started sewing, it was like, it was all dying and no one was going to touch it. But to hear stories like that from your store especially, that's really good to hear. That's such a good turnaround.
Oh, it is. And when just before we opened the new store, my work colleague Louise said to me, "Anna, I have to ask that we have a little bit more of daywear fabrics." And I said, "Oh, Louise, we're known more for the special occasion fabrics, bridal, evening." And she said, "I believe if we just start having more daywear fabrics, you'll be quite surprised." So we did. We went ahead and we, Louise, arrange a buying of the daywear fabrics. So any people that are listening and they're not happy with colours or anything, Louise, it's not me.
Oh, that's terrible. Louise has got fabulous taste. And I know the two of you listen to your customers all the time too.
Absolutely. Yeah. My apologies, Louise.
There's a lot of love there.
Oh, there is. Well, I'm a great supporter. Is look after your staff, and your staff will look after your business.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and Louise and I, Louise said, oh, let's look at putting more linens, more day wear. Let's have a look at stretch cottons.
Yeah.
And quite surprisingly, yes, we could see like a vast age group, people coming through buying fabrics, which is great. I mean, we've never had, like, to me, I didn't think that day wear was such sort of like, I mean, compared to like what I'm trying to say is compared to like when you go and like buy some, say, day wear dresses or something like that, you go, okay, like for an extra so and so you can actually have a ready made, but it's coming back to that people know that like the sleeve is too short or the sleeve's too tight, and these are all things that I've listened, you know, to customers and to Louise, and hence is where we started sort of in the day wear side of things.
Oh, that's good to hear. That's really good to hear. Well done, Louise.
Tick, tick.
Yeah, big tick, that's for sure. You're now in the new store, and what was the journey for the new store? Because I remember when I first came to your original store. Tell us about that. Or do you want us to not talk about that? Because it's a gorgeous store.
It's a long story. How many hours do we have?
All right. I just say congratulations, because the new store is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, thank you so much. We wanted to take the store to the next level. So it's not just a fabric store. It's an experience where you can indulge in fabrics, in a range of fabrics, starting from your day wear fabrics and right up to your designer limited pieces, into the $1,000 brackets plus.
Yes.
So we're trying to have something here for everybody. So, you know, if it's a piece of linen like yourself, where you've come in, I want a new piece of silk, or I want a new, but you'll go, I didn't see this. Sorry about my, and so, and that's where we just went, well, this is where we want to take this new store, and amongst all the beautiful fabrics, and then suddenly if you're overwhelmed, well, then we have these beautiful chairs.
Yes, you do.
That you sit down.
You can just relax.
Absolutely. And, well, Maria, I have to share with you, I wanted a coffee machine, but someone said no. Apparently, I would be spending more time in the chair and having coffee than serving my customers.
And maybe it's a future project. Who knows?
Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows? Yeah.
Oh, well, I've got the coffee machine on hold anyway, but anyway. But no names mentioned. No. And so we've always wanted to have this beautiful new store, and where we've, through the many years in business that we've been with, we've found that clients always thought, oh, sorry, Marie, on this one, my apologies in advance.
That's all right.
We have to go to Sydney and Melbourne to buy beautiful fabrics. Well, we went, no, we're gonna say, come to Brisbane. We're gonna say, look, we're gonna offer you the weather. We're gonna offer you the best customer service, and hence is how we meet Maria.
Oh, please! I'm just one of millions. What about? Hang on. You told me the story of when you had security arrive with a special customer.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Yes, we got a phone call saying you're going to have some VIP clients come to visit you. And we asked, well, may we know the date and the time? And they said, no. And we went, okay. And they said, well, it'll be this week. So anyway, so Monday comes, so we're all excited. Tuesday, nothing happens. Anyway, then one day, this black, long limousine turns up in the store, and all these 7 old ladies come out of the big limousine. And this gentleman stands in front of the door and says, your customers have arrived, but unfortunately we will not allow any other people coming into the store.
Wow.
Anyway, so I sort of sat there and going, okay, how am I being held up? Like, I don't have any money, but I can give you fabrics.
Wrap yourself in this.
Which piece would you like? Look, I've got designer pieces here. And he was just standing at the door, big bodyguard, and these lovely, all these ladies in their cultural dress they had on, and and one of the ladies asked if possible my husband could leave the store, and so he did, and these the burqas that came off, the most exquisite. Oh, ladies, most beautiful. I mean, we're all beautiful, don't get me wrong.
Yes.
But I love their makeup.
It was just one level above.
It was.
At least.
It was. It looked like they stepped out of the beauty salon.
and they probably did too.
They probably did. Oh, I believe so. And they were just overwhelmed with fabrics. And they just, were purchasing all these beautiful fabrics. And they knew what, they just went and said, this fabric here, this is by so-and-so designer. How many meters do you have on that one? And I'll look at the tag. And I remember to this day, one of the ladies said, has anyone else purchased this? I said, no, this is the actual whole limited piece. I'll take all of it. So the ladies purchased all their fabrics and left. And then not long ago, actually, just recently, I received a phone call saying the clients are back in Australia and they would like to visit you again.
That's amazing.
Yes, and this time we didn't have the bodyguard, and so they came in, visited the new store, and bought her designer silks, and said, "I'll see you next year again."
Oh, that's fantastic. Sorry.
It is, yes. But from the first visit from the group of ladies, I was informed that one of them was a princess from Abu Dhabi.
Wow.
So
you don't need to move from Brisbane.
No, absolutely not.
I'll come to you.
Yeah. So I feel extra special here now.
Oh, you should. You both should, yeah.
And so that's so here we are, Louise and I, in the new store. And Louise is actually now having a look at doing a collection of daywear fabrics, Italian stretch cottons.
Ooh. For
the next summer. And so I like the colours, and it's great because it's not just myself, that's my husband and myself doing the buying, that we have Louise as well. So different eyes, yeah. And Louise is great for the younger generation.
Yes. There you go.
Apparently sometimes I'm in the safe zone. And Louise says to me, we need to step out of the safe zone, Anna. So if you ever see all that bright pop of colour, that's Louise.
Well done.
And but yes, so we've opened the new store. We've only been here we opened on the 12th of August.
Yes. And
new location, a bigger store,
fresher and brighter.
It's beautiful.
Space. Yeah.
It is, yes. And we're having a more array of beautiful silks.
Yep.
Now, entry level as you probably have heard, with prices of silk, how they're just jumping literally every week now. But we try to still have a big selection of plains and prints. Now, not everybody loves silk, so hence we'll have we'll try to do more of the linens and the natural fibres. But I think it's just baby steps, and we just listen to what our customers request.
Yep.
And but I'd love if anyone's coming to Brisbane or in the area, or put us on the map. Come to Brisbane. Come and have a look at our new Divine store.
It is divine. It is. And the original store, that's going to stay for a while, or will that stay full stop?
Well, it'll stay because that has a lot of goodwill.
Yep.
Now, we've been there for 25 plus years.
Wow.
So I look pretty good for 35, don't I?
You both do.
We do, don't we?
You'll go far, Maria.
Well, actually, Louise is only 30. She's still
yeah, she is. No, that's good.
So, well, like we're having on a serious side, like because like I said, we've been there. A lot of people still prefer the first store, I should say.
Yes.
I think it's because shopping there many years, and
it's got good parking.
It's got great parking. Where this store doesn't have the parking right in front of the door, but it's only a 2-minute walk, as you found. Yeah.
It's got the car park next door.
Yeah. Or you buy yourself a coffee in the shopping centre nearby, and
yes.
Support. What if you've got to park in a shopping centre? You've got to support the shopping centre.
Yeah.
And pop down, see this the new store. We've got Compton Road. We'll see how we go. We haven't ruled it out as yet. I think it's just something that we'll look into it maybe in 6 months or 12 months time.
Yeah. So, and look, there's nothing wrong with having the two stores because, they serve two purposes. And like you said, the original store, everyone knows.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
They do. And it was so fun. I was just talking to a lady just recently and she said to me, "Oh, I heard your lovely new store and everything." I said, "Oh, great." She goes, "But I still feel at home at the old store."
Oh.
It's like a comfy lounge.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'll go, "Well, we've got some great chairs for you as well."
You do.
But yeah, so we'll like I said, we'll have a look at that down the track and see what happens.
Yeah.
But I'm looking at doing another trip to Italy. For some more beautiful cottons and silks.
Yep. Where else do you get your limited range of fabrics from? Because you can only buy certain metrages. Is that correct? Yeah.
Yes, correct. I travel to Paris twice a year, and I'm currently of late. I've done 4 trips to Italy, mainly Milan.
Mm-hmm.
I work in with the designer production houses, which like these are sort of like overruns or their last season to Italy to the designers. Where for us it's not, because in the retail we sort of like these. They've actually sort of shown some of these fabrics. Worn these garments on the 1.5, 2 years ago or a year ago, which is great for us because of the time season difference as well. And hence is where I sort of go there and they say, well, this is the sort of the collection that we have at the moment. This is, and so I buy these limited pieces that we have. They have, and I import them to Australia.
And that's why it's worthwhile coming to Brisbane.
Absolutely.
To the store, because it's got to be an easier travel experience than to France.
Yes.
Where we wouldn't get access to that. Only you've got access to that, right?
Correct. Yes.
Yep. And
it's taken quite a quarter of a decade, actually.
Yeah.
Oh, I feel so old now.
No.
Yeah. Persistence and meeting the people and sourcing the right fabric that you want to bring back, and having the designer pieces that
you build a relationship with.
You do. And look, I'm not one of these people that can look at one of these designer dresses and say, "Oh, $5,000. I wouldn't mind having that in my summer wardrobe." Where I'm going, okay, I can get that fabric and get that dress to a similar style that's going to suit my, all our individual bodies that we can create. Right.
Yep.
And think of all the shoes you can buy with all the money you save.
Okay.
Or more fabric.
Definitely more fabric.
Absolutely.
And so what's the next big thing for you now?
We would like the bridal side to see, instead of, we've just had clients buying wedding dresses, that have been online, and the disaster, and the formal dresses. The disasters, I'm not saying every case has been a disaster, but what we've seen, that clients that be able to evaluate and saying, well, by the time we bring that garment in. We have to get it altered. And I mean, sometimes the alteration works, sometimes it doesn't. That we're hoping by speaking more to our customers and with guidance that pay the little bit extra and have a seamstress, designer, dressmaker and make it from scratch, because it'll fit you to your size.
Exactly.
And we've also had that, you know, they purchased a garment and they're coming in and saying, well, what are your ideas, what I can do to fix this? And then we tell them, well, you do realise that, you know, it's going to cost you approximately, you know, X amount. And they sort of look at you and they say, oh, but why so much? It's time consuming. You've got to unpick and then restitch it. So there's double work involved. So we're sort of finding we're having more and more of that sort of conversation where I found, like for bridal dresses, a bride of for 2020, when I had this discussion with her, well, she goes, oh, that's so great to hear, because these things were pointed out to her. And I go, look, and said, like, I go, you know, you might get the dress that you want straight off, but you might not. And it's coming back to what I was saying about the experience. So isn't it having a lovely experience where you have your bridal party, your family involved, you know, purchasing beautiful fabrics and having it custom made.
That's right. And that's what your store does. It gives people that experience where they can come to a beautiful place and see all the beautiful fabric and take their time in the store and speak to people like you and Louise who have the expertise around this. What you're doing is you're making sure that the people who are getting married have a really good bridal experience from the start, where they get to pick the fabric, they get to see how it all works and have something through your advice on a piece that's made for them and it fits them.
Absolutely. And Maria, if it's okay to your listeners, we are always looking to add names to our referral list, where we've, you know, all the ladies that we've known they're semi-retired or they don't do as much of sewing anymore. Yeah. So, and we would love any of the ladies who would look at, sewing for other people. Please feel free to contact us, and we'd love to take your name and have you on our referral list. And it's all about networking and collaboration, because there's 3 people that win here. I look at it as you've got 3 happy clients. Yes. That you've got, say, the bride, the fabric store, and the designer dressmaker. So this designer dressmaker has actually, you know, is the main that has had 3 people all happy.
Yeah, and if you've got a list of people who are happy to do one-offs for you, at least then most of them have got at least 30 to 40 years experience in sewing of some sort.
Absolutely. And at the end of the day, I look at it, you've got all that experience, and we're always having clients looking for a dressmaker, designer. And now, not everybody is a tailor or a designer. We understand that. But then we ask the questions to our clients. Are you looking for a day wear person? Are you looking for a tailor? So we can categorise and say, well, this lady or this gentleman does this. They specialise in jackets. So yes, we'd love to hear referral names. Yes, please.
Yeah, and it could even be making sure that if you've got a particular customer and you know what their sort of personality type is, you might be able to match them with someone who can make sure that personality, their expectations are met. Yeah,
absolutely.
Because that's all part of the experience. It's not just cutting and sewing together fabric. It's the whole emotional piece around bridal wear.
Exactly. Yeah. And you're sharing that. You've got to have confidence, because the designer dressmaker is no longer she becomes your therapist during the fitting process.
And you need that sometimes.
You do. And then before you know it, she has all these beautiful, like, for example, Louise.
Yes.
I'm just bringing all these bottles of champagne to work. And I said, what's this, Louise? She goes to me, oh, one of my clients brought this to me and I thought I'd bring it to work. I go, don't do that. I get in trouble.
but it's appreciated, right? The champagne is appreciated. You're not knocking that back.
Yeah. So in the kitchen, I think Louise has brought there's a couple. There's a couple of bottles there. They haven't been opened, by the way.
No, of course not.
Yeah. I keep reminding Louise. I go, Louise, you need to take those bottles of champagne home. She goes, oh, well, I think we will open them. Well,
one day
we will.
One day. So that's a really good message. If people who live in the area have the experience and don't mind doing one-off pieces for you, then they should contact both of you and just give you their details, just to do one-off pieces. Yeah, if they've got time, exactly.
Yeah, well, not necessarily in the area. We have clients that Australia-wide, literally.
Well, there you go, yeah.
We had a mother of the bride from North Hobart.
So our listeners, dear listeners, let Anna and Louise know that you are available to do one-off pieces for their select clients at any time if you want to.
Yes, absolutely. Because a lot of people, when they choose Queensland as their holiday destination, either being the Sunshine Coast or the Gold Coast, they'll go, while I'm here, I'm going to look at some fabrics, or they want to have a look at, she's got a wedding coming on soon or something like that. And that's how they've heard about our store, so they've put our name in their little GPS and saying, well, while the husband's out looking somewhere or doing his fishing, they're coming in looking at buying fabrics, and that's how we've got the mother of the bride from North Hobart.
That's a great story.
North Queensland, and and the ladies. Oh, that was a referral from with their bodyguards when they came to us.
Wow.
Word of mouth is your best advertising, isn't it, Maria?
All those referrals from overseas, it still blows my mind. It's just such a good compliment. It's Oh, it is
good.
What you're doing.
We love what we do, don't we? Yeah. And I think it just reflects our passion for beautiful fabrics. And we love our clients, and a lot of our clients. We talk about their wedding journey or their special occasion, and even sometimes, like, I might not see the customer like 5 years later or 10 years later. She's back for another daughter's wedding. I don't do it all the time, but most of the time I could say, when I start talking with the customer, I sort of start remembering what fabric she bought. The customer is completely blown away. She goes, you remember that? And she goes, that was in year so-and-so. And I go, well, we don't have to discuss the year.
But all of your pieces are special pieces, so of course you would remember special pieces, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And so, which is beautiful, and then the customers bring back photos or on their next visit. So it's not just buying just a piece of fabric, it's the experience buying that piece of fabric. It's that journey where we share with our customers what they created with that piece of fabric. And some of the ladies or gentlemen or the bridal parties or formal girls or send us images, and we'd love to show that on our Instagram and Facebook. Yes. It's like, this is what you can create with this beautiful piece of fabric. And we get so excited because you haven't forgotten us. Like, no, they've tagged us. So look at this. Hasn't this come up beautifully? And there was a time there was a customer that tagged us, and I said to Louise, oh, did she buy that fabric from us? And Louise goes, yes. I go, how come I didn't put that one in my memory? I try to remember all those fabrics, and it was a beautiful fabric, but they're just saying how many pieces of fabrics we get.
Yes.
And when Louise reminded me, she said, oh, that was one of your earlier trips in the year that you actually bought that piece of fabric. Which, like, so you try, like, once upon a time you could try to remember as many as possible. So, but that was just a story where I'm going, I can't sort of remember that, but Louise did.
That's good. And look, the Instagram inspirational photos that you've got that I always see are very inspirational.
Oh, Louise takes the credit. Louise takes the credit for that. I'm her side buddy, you could say. And Louise says to me, now, are you happy with this one now? Okay. A little bit to the side. And she goes, Anna, it's Instagram.
They're beautiful. Yeah, it is. It is very important. That inspiration is really important so that people know what they can expect when they come to the store.
What they can do with the fabrics. Sometimes sort of you haven't thought you could use a fabric that way. It just helps people.
And Louise's design skills. I've seen Louise show a piece of fabric to a client, and the client would be thinking, oh, maybe she'll do this with that fabric, where Louise go, well, what about if you do something like this? And Louise sort of sketches it and takes that fabric to another direction.
Yeah.
Which is great. And you can see the client and Louise creating a new design together. We go, what about putting this or doing something like this? And then I'm in the background going, I need to go and do another buying trip because
that's a great collaboration.
It is.
It's important.
Yeah.
It makes people feel good that they think they've designed as well.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. But you help them realise it.
Yes. Yeah.
That's why Louise gets all the bottles of champagne. Honestly, well, we do work. Listening. It sounds like we have this.
I think being in your workplace and having fun with your creativity is just unbeatable.
And we have another past employee has rejoined us.
Oh.
She had a bit of a break and moved out of Brisbane, and Sue's now come back, and she's also, her background is designing as well. And so she's has started back with Selective Fine Fabrics, and we're so excited because Sue had a sort of a break for about 5 years.
Yep.
And so I'm very lucky. I've got 2 amazing designers, part of our team.
Well done.
And even like ladies, gentlemen, if you're thinking of having something made or you're not sure what to do with fabrics, speak to Louise and Sue.
Exactly, yeah.
And I'm happy to go overseas and source it for you. So it's a win-win for everyone.
It's a win-win, that's right. Oh, that's great. Oh, thank you so much.
Thank you, Maria.
That's all right. So there's a message out there for people who want to do some one-off pieces, no matter where you live in Australia, as a starting point. Get to let Anna and Louise know. And if you're travelling to Brisbane, to go to the new store at least.
Absolutely.
For a beautiful experience.
Absolutely. Thank you, Maria.
Thank you.
And we look forward to your next visit to Brisbane.
Oh, so do I. Wouldn't miss it. You can definitely hear the fun and laughter that Anna and Louise bring their customers through our chat today. Thanks again, Anna and Louise. The range of customers that continue to go back to Selective Fine Fabrics demonstrates how integral their fabrics are to key events in people's lives. It's lovely to hear how Anna continues to create a memorable bridal experience for all involved. Now they have 2 stores to visit when you are travelling through Brisbane. Just use Google Maps to find both their stores, the first one in Underwood and their brand new bridal experience store in Upper Mt Gravatt. Their Instagram inspiration ideas and customer photos show you how their fabrics are and become a part of their customers' milestone events. Go to our website and you'll find links to Selective Fine Fabrics website and their Instagram account. This podcast was produced by me, Maria Theoharis, sound by bensound.com. Remember that our resources page has links to reputable organisations that can help you when you need it. Subscribe to our podcast on iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, Spotify and Castbox to get our latest podcasts. Tell your friends about us and subscribe to our podcast channel now. Thanks for joining us.